Good morning, everybody. Today, in this YouTube lesson, I would like to teach the topic that is gravitation. Before that, I would like to say, children, how all of you are. I hope you all are staying safe, taking all types of precautions, and taking a lot of care of your health too. So, today's lesson, which I'm going to teach, is from class 11th physics. The topic is on the chapter gravitation. So today we will learn what is gravitation and what is the force of gravitation, acceleration due to gravity, as well as how small g, that is acceleration due to gravity, varies with height, with depth, all this. So basically, what is gravitation? You know, in our universe, every body is attracting every other body. How this was being told by Newton. So, Newton, when he was sitting under the tree, he observed that objects were, that apple fell on him. So, he thought there must be some force which attracted this apple on the earth. And there he started the Newton's law of gravitation. The law was being proposed by Newton, called as Newton's law of gravitation. So, what is Newton's law of gravitation? We can say that according to this Newton's law of gravitation, every body attracts every other body. Now, what is the force of attraction? So, with a force, so every body attracts every other body with a force. Now, what is this force proportional to? With a force, and this force is called as force of gravitation. With a force, and this force is proportional to what? Proportional to. We can see F is proportional to product of the masses. That is, so the two bodies M1 and M2, then it is proportional to the product of the masses. So, a Newton's law of gravitation states that every body attracts every other body with a force direct which is proportional to the product of the masses. Product. So, if any two bodies are there, whatever is their mass, it's being proportional product of their masses. And it is inversely proportional to, and this force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Proportional to the square of the distance between them. So what did he say? That F is inversely proportional to the inverse square law. And when he combined both, he said that F was proportional to M1, M2 and inversely proportional to R square. And when he removed this proportionality, he introduced a constant called as G M1, M2 upon R square. So what this G actually means? It is called as the universal law of gravitation. That's the meaning of G. So we'll take another page, and again I would like to let you know what does the G stands for. So G is a constant of proportionality called as the universal gravitational constant. The value of G is found to be equal to 6.67 10 power minus 11, and its unit is Newton meter square per kilogram square. So this is what it was being told by Newton. And from this we see that there is attraction between earth as well as the body that is falling on the earth. So let mass of the earth be M, capital M, and mass of any body which we take, which is falling on the earth, then according to Newton's, and if the distance between them is nothing but the radius of the earth, supposing this is the earth and a body of mass m is resting here, the distance between the earth and the body is nothing but the radius r, because all the distances are measured from the center of the earth. So we can say F, and this is the mass of the earth. So the force of attraction between any body that is falling on the earth is capital M, small m upon r square. And this force is also nothing but weight. You can see weight of the body. You know, every body is having a weight due to gravity, which is given by F is equal to m into g. So you can see all that is being attracted is one due to the gravitational force, that is F, also due to the weight of the body. Both of them are same. So there must be some relation between small g and capital G. So let us see the next relation between small g and capital G. Small g means acceleration due to gravity and capital G means gravitational constant. Both are constants. But how to see the relation between them? So just now I said that F force experienced by a body of mass m is m into g also, and it has Newton's gravitational force, which is given by g capital M small m upon r square. So if we equate this both, we will see that mg is equal to g capital M small m upon r square. So we can see this mm will get cancelled. So we can see small g is equal to capital G capital M upon r square. So we see that acceleration due to gravity is independent of mass. That is, small g is called as acceleration due to gravity and it is independent of mass. So acceleration due to gravity is independent of mass of a body. It does not depend on mass of the body. Whatever be different masses body, when they happen to fall, they fall with the same acceleration. So if we drop a heavy body and a lighter body, what we see is both of them will fall together. So that is the relation between small g and capital G. Now what is the value of g as we go up the surface of the earth, as we go below the surface of the earth? So the next thing we have to see is variation of g. That is acceleration due to gravity with height. How does it vary with height? That is, if we go above the earth, by increasing the height, what happens to the acceleration to gravities? Supposing this is the earth and this is the radius of the earth, and a body is going above the earth, covering some distance h, height h. From here, let us say initially it was at A, now the body is going higher and higher and reach some point h. So we can see the total height from the center will be r plus h. So what will be the gravity over here and what will be the gravity when it goes higher? So gravity on the surface of the earth is small g is equal to, as we just know saw the formula, g into m upon r square. Now when it is going above the earth at this height h, we can write small g is equal to g m upon r plus h, the whole square. So let us say this is g dash, that is gravity at height h is g dash. Then if we divide g dash upon g, what do we see? It is gm upon r square divided by gm upon r plus h, the whole square. And we can see that when we divide something, then we what do you say, multiply by its reciprocal. So children, we can see here, well, this is not, this is g dash, no, so this will be, I'll just rub it here. This is g, so there's no h here, so this has to be removed, and there is h over here. It is r plus h, because g dash is r plus h the whole square. So when we remove the proportionality, when we just cancel what is gm and gm, what we are getting here is r square upon r plus h the whole square. Now let us divide up and down by r square. So what do we get? We get 1 by 1 plus h by r the whole square is g dash upon g. So what will be g dash? So g dash is equal to g into 1 upon 1 plus h upon r the whole square. So let us bring this in the numerator. So we can say g dash is equal to g into 1 plus h upon r to the power of minus 2. Now we can open this bracket by using the binomial expression. We know binomial expression is given as 1 plus nx plus n minus 1 x square upon 2 factorial and so on. So we will neglect the higher powers and we will only take the first power, that is 1 g into 1 plus n की जगह क्या लिखेंगे, minus 2 x की जगह h upon r, and we'll neglect the higher powers and we'll keep so much. So we can see g into 1 minus 2h upon r. This is the final formula for variation of g with height. Now we can see if height increases, then g dash will decrease, because 1 minus that height will decrease. So g dash decreases, decreases with increase in h. H means height. So as we go higher and higher, what happens? The acceleration due to gravity decreases. And if we draw a graph between acceleration due to gravity and height, let us say this is the height is varying, and what is the gravity? At some height, you can see as the height increases, the gravity will decrease. When there was no height, we had the maximum gravity, 9.8, you know, and then if we go on decreasing, the height goes on decreasing, and we can see the height comes out to be like this, but the height will not be 0 because there will be some value or the other. So this is the way the height is varying with respect to g. So we know that g on the earth, if we calculate, is given by gm upon r square. If we put the value of g, that is the gravitational constant, as 6.67, 10 power minus 11, as well as mass of the earth, which is actually 6 into 10 power 24 kg upon radius of the earth is 6.4 10 power 3 the meters the whole square. We put all this value, we get value of g as 9.8 meter per second square, which is constant. But if we go higher and higher, and if we put the value as r plus h the whole square, and then if we calculate just the way we calculated g dash, which is equal to g into 1 minus 2h upon r. So when h was 0, then it was just g dash was g and the maximum value was 9.8. But as we go on increasing the value of height, g will go on decreasing and it will go on decreasing. So this is the graph. So children, today these are the topics which I wanted to let you know. I hope it is clear. One more thing I want to say is, how will the g vary with depth? How does the g vary with depth? You can see g varies with depth. Also, we can see here also the with the depth the value of g is decreasing. So variation of g with depth. Depth means if we are going deep inside the earth, what happens to the gravity? Like those who are in coal mines and all, if they are getting inside the earth and they're doing digging and finding out the ores and finding out the coal, so they also undergo the variation in what do you say, gravity. The gravity goes on decreasing. That we can see with the help of the again derivation. So let us say if this is the earth, and if we are going somewhere deep d, distance of depth d, of course the radius of the earth is going to be r. As usual, this will be the radius of the earth. Then the distance from here, from the center, will of course be r minus d. So what is the acceleration due to gravity over here? We know when we are going inside, down, naturally there is a difference in volume, but density of the earth is same. So there's change in volume. First this was the radius, now this is the radius, r minus d. So there's change in volume, hence there's change in mass. So there is a difference in mass over here and difference in mass over here. So when we write the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the earth, let us say this is point A, and then write what is the acceleration due to gravity at the point B. At A, we can see it is G, same as it is always Gm upon R square. And now we are going to convert mass in terms of volume and density. You know, mass is equal to volume into density. Everybody knows this because density is mass upon volume. So here we can write m as V into rho. And in place of V, that is volume of the earth, since it is spherical, it will be written as 4 by 3 pi r cube. And of course rho. We substitute this value over here. So we'll see G on the surface of the earth is capital G. In place of m, we'll write 4 by 3 pi r cube rho. Isn't it? Upon r square. Now we'll cut this, and what is left behind is G 4 by 3 pi r rho. In the very similar way, we'll write G dash. Same thing will follow, and we'll write it is G. In place of m, we'll again write volume into density. Volume is 4 by 3 pi. Now in place of r, what is the depth? D is coming. So it is r minus d. 4 by 3 pi r cube. So this is volume into density, isn't it? Upon r square. Yeah, here r square ki jagah r minus d. The whole square. Again, this will get cancelled. And what is coming? It will be G 4 by 3 pi into r minus d. So G dash is equal to so much and G is equal to so much. Let us say this is equation 1. This is equation 2. Now what we will do? We will divide 2 by 1. That is why we will get G dash upon G. So when we will divide 2 by 1, what we will get is, in the numerator we will get r minus d. In the denominator we will get r. And if I divide by r, it will be 1 minus d by r. Oh, therefore G dash will be equal to G into 1 minus d by r. So if we increase the depth, as in when we increase the depth, what happens? The gravity will decrease because 1 minus d by r, d increases, 1 minus d by r will decrease and the gravity will decrease. If when d becomes equal to r, that is when you happen to reach the center of the earth. When we happen to go to the center of the earth, when d becomes equal to r, what happens? We see that, what will we write? G dash is equal to G into 1 minus r by r, which is equal to 1. So this is equal to 0. So acceleration due to gravity at the center of the earth is 0. So if you happen to go here. So with the depth, acceleration due to gravity can be 0. So if we draw a graph between depth and gravity, so we can see it comes out to be 0. And where will it be 0? When depth becomes equal to the radius of the earth. The depth becomes 0. Of course, it is decreasing, and at the radius of the earth, it becomes 0. So this is how we can see the variation of G takes place with height and depth. One more way also the G varies, and that is with the shape of the earth. So variation of G with shape of the earth. Now what is the shape of the earth? We will say it is spherical, but practically it is not that. It is oval in shape, ellipse in shape. So when we, a little bit, so we can see when we talk about ellipse in shape, this is the ellipse. So there are two radius, that is at the equator and at the poles. So this is the poles and this is equatorial equator. So this radius will be the equator radius. Here the radius will be radius of the pole, and you can see this equator radius seems to be greater than the polar radius. So because of the shape of the earth, we can see the distance from the earth, the distance varies from the equator to poles. So, and we can see how does G vary with radius. We know G is equal to Gm upon R square. It means G is inversely proportional to radius. So it means what? See, if Re is greater than Rp, that is radius at the equator is greater than radius of the poles, it means gravity at the equator will be lesser than the gravity at the poles. So this is how gravity varies with the shape of the earth, which we can see evidently, clearly, the variation of G with shape. These are the three things which we have been learning today, mainly how the acceleration due to gravity is varying from one place to another. So this is what I want to teach you children today, and some questions for practice. Please, you can note down questions for practice. What we have learned today, the same thing we will practice. First is state the law of gravitation. One more thing I have not asked, but I would like to ask the question that force of attraction, a gravitational force, is depending on what quantities? Yeah, is depending on the medium or not? Because quantities, what it depends, you know. So force is depending on the medium. True or false? Say whether the force is depending on the medium or not. Okay. Is this gravitational force applicable to all the bodies in the universe? Applicable to all bodies in the universe. You should know, in the universe. So I told you already, yes, it is applicable. We should, all the bodies in the universe are obeying this universal law of gravitation. So answer you have to tell. And what is the unit of capital G? Give its dimensions. You can find the dimensions also. It's easy. How does, lastly, how does G, that is accelerated gravity, vary? Number one, with height. Sometimes it is written as with altitude also. Number 2, with depth. So children, after practicing this question, you will be sure what you have learnt. So in the end, I would like to say that keep your studies going on and stay safe, stay healthy. And where there is a will, there is a way. You will always find way in this pandemic also. So thank you everybody for this class that we have taken today.